she said that, if you watched it and you liked it, consider yourself tagged. So I wanted to participate in this autumn ASMR tag, and I will link Lotta's video and the original down below. So it's just a series of autumn-related questions for me to answer. I guess let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, first of all, I am experimenting with a new microphone. This is one of my husband's that he is generously allowing me to use. So let me know in the comments if the sound quality works for y'all. He did also get me a really adorable vintage microphone that I desperately want to be able to use, but I don't have the right cables yet to hook it up into my recorder to make that one work. So we're playing with this for right now. So the first question in the tag is, what is your fondest memory of autumn, whether from recently or childhood? And when I was in maybe 5th grade, my mom took me and my brother and a couple of our friends and their mom, who we called our aunt, even though we weren't related. They were just good friends. And we went to a pumpkin patch, and we got to pick out our pumpkins that year, and we were allowed any pumpkin we could carry, and I was much stronger than my mom anticipated, and I ended up with a very large pumpkin, and it was a lot of fun. So that is probably my fondest autumn memory from childhood, is that pumpkin patch. And there was like a hay bale maze and a corn maze, and it was just really pleasant. 2. If you could bottle and wear an autumnal scent as a perfume, what would it be? I don't really know that I know what an autumnal scent is. My perfect perfume would be like old books and leather and like a little bit of musk. I don't know if that's a perfume that exists. I don't know if it's a perfume that could exist, but that is what I want to smell like. Although in reality I don't wear perfume. Name 2 of your favorite books to read during the autumn season and tell us why you love them. So now we're in familiar territory for me. The first book that I would pick as an autumn read is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. And you can't really go wrong with any of the Wayward Children books. I just picked this one because it's the first one in the series. It is a little bit dark, so it's kind of appropriate for like spooky season if you're into that, although I would not say that this is a scary book really at all. And it feels autumnal to me because it takes place in a school, and the start of school, at least in the United States, is September, is autumn. It's like the beginning of fall. So things that take place in schools tend to feel like fall reads for me. And I really like this book. It's got delightful queer rap. We have ace and trans and lesbian characters, and it's just makes me really happy, and I think I'm actually going to reread it probably next. I'm going to say next month as if that isn't 3 days away. And the second book that I really like rereading in the fall is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So this book actually usually takes place in like February, but again, it starts at a school, and schools always make me think fall. It doesn't take place at a school, it just starts at a school. And it is just like everything about it feels very cozy, very closed in, makes me want to like be under a blanket with a mug of hot chocolate, or, you know, the main character, his favorite drink is, gosh, now I can't remember the name of it. It's a brandy-based drink. As if I'm going to be able to just flip to it. That's not going to happen. But yes, the Starless Sea, I think it's the coziness of it that also makes me feel fall and makes it feel like a very appropriate, like end of fall, beginning of winter sort of read. What is your favorite fall drink? Show us your favorite mug to drink it in. So, my best friend got me this mug. It says, per my previous email, asshole. And I really like the sentiment on it, because my boss does not retain the information that he asks me for. And that kind of drives me bonkers. But I also just really like the shape of this mug, and I like the matte texture and finish on it. It's just a good mug. I don't use it terribly often because I'm kind of a matching plate dinner set person, so I have like a set of 8 mugs that match my bowls and plates and all that jazz. So that's what we use on a daily basis for coffee in the morning. But, you know, special occasion. And my favorite fall drink. So I'm very much a coffee in the morning, tea at night kind of warm beverage drinker. But what I will do on like special occasions, like right now, is I make my own hot chocolate mix for food allergy reasons. So I take a tablespoon and a half of my hot cocoa mix, and then I mix it into coffee instead of water or milk, because milk is the thing I cannot have, to like kind of make a mocha. And then if I have to go places and do things, I put a splash of oat milk in there. If I don't, then I put a splash of Bailey's in there. And by Bailey's, I just mean, you know, Irish cream. I'm actually too cheap to fork over for the name brand stuff, so this is an off-brand. But delicious. In 3 words, describe how you feel on a rainy day in the fall. I should have thought about this before I started filming. Cozy. Safe. Relaxed. Have you ever visited a corn maze, a pumpkin patch, or gone apple picking? Yes, to all of the above. Although I don't go to an actual apple orchard. I have apple trees in my yard, and I pick my own apples. So I have gone apple picking. This year I got about 20 apples off my tree, which is pretty good considering it's only like 3 years old. And I used all of those apples to make an apple spice cake, and it was delightful. And we already talked about going to a corn maze and pumpkin patch when I was a kid. I do have a second funny corn maze story, though. My dad took us to a haunted house, me and my best friend, when we were in high school. He went to the haunted house part. We chickened out on the haunted house and actually only went to the nighttime corn maze, where we could hear people screaming from the haunted house, and neither of us has anything like a sense of direction. So we ended up lost in a corn maze, absolutely terrified, despite not having gone to the haunted house. In your opinion, what is the best flavor of autumn? Ginger and cinnamon. I am a sucker for ginger and cinnamon, so like ginger snaps, snickerdoodles. That's where it's at. What is your favorite autumn or Halloween themed song and why? I mean, the Addams Family song is great, but my birthday is in November, mid-November, so I rewatch the movie The Princess Bride every year on my birthday, and the theme for that movie, to me, is like, because I associate it with my birthday, that one is my favorite, like, autumn song. What is your favorite cozy, comforting TV show to watch? Probably The Great British Bake Off. It's had its ups and downs with hosts, and I'm kind of over Paul Hollywood, to be honest, but I still love the way that the contestants interact with each other, and the fact that they're all like, they're competing, but they're so kind to each other, and that show is just like the ultimate in cozy and makes me feel good. What is your favorite spooky or Halloween themed movie to watch? I have no tolerance for scary things at all. None whatsoever. So my Halloween themed movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas, because that is as scary as I can manage. And if you tell me that that movie is not scary, you're wrong. The Oogie Boogie Man is terrifying. What is your favorite cozy oh, we did that already. Describe how you would spend the perfect autumn day. Hiking in the woods. For you, what signals the start of the autumn season? So I live in Western Washington in the United States, which has a reputation for rain. So I know that autumn has arrived when it starts raining, and it doesn't stop for like 9 months. We basically have like 2 months of summer, and it is just like November the rest of the year. It's great. I love it. I love where I live. When was the last time you jumped in a pile of raked up leaves? Okay, so also related to living in Western Washington, our trees here are mostly evergreen. Like, we do have a few of the deciduous, but not very many. Not really enough for like raking up leaves. And even if you did, you wouldn't want to jump in them because they're going to be very wet. They're not going to be crunchy. And there's probably going to be slugs in them. Have you ever tried carving a pumpkin before? What did you carve into it? Yes, I loved carving pumpkins when I was a kid, and I typically did some sort of vampire, Dracula, something like that, because I was and still am vampire obsessed. In fact, I'm going to carve a pumpkin probably later today so that the little kiddos in the neighborhood know that we have candy. Show us your favorite item of clothing to wear in autumn and tell us why you love it. I don't know that I have like a specifically favorite, but I am all about the flannels. hairstyles that I've made for myself, this one probably fits the best because I lengthened the sleeves on the pattern before I cut this one out, and the rest of mine are just a little bit short in the sleeve. Although this isn't really necessarily an autumn article of clothing for me, I pretty much dress like this all year round. Do you decorate for Halloween/autumn at all? If not, how would you decorate? I have not decorated in the last couple of years because we have not gotten trick-or-treaters since I moved into this house. But this year we got a flyer from a mother in the neighborhood saying that she would very much like it because apparently there used to be trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood and it all just stopped, and she is trying to get it to be considered trick-or-treatable again. So I am going to spend the afternoon putting up some fake cobweb, and I'm going to get a pumpkin and really try and make it so that the place looks, Halloween inviting, sort of spooky, so that kids can tell that we do in fact have candy. What do you do to celebrate Halloween or sew in? So like I said, I've not done a lot the last couple of years, but I used to be really into I would dress up on Halloween, I would wear my vampire fangs to work, and I'd watch The Nightmare Before Christmas and give out candy, and I hope that this mom is successful in her campaign because I really like doing that, and it's just not the same without trick-or-treaters. It just feels like another day of the week. What was your best Halloween costume from over the years? Okay, so when I think I was a senior. Yeah, I was a senior in college. I've always been really into sewing. I started sewing specifically for cosplay and SCA purposes, and I wanted a Queen of the Night dress, and I went all out, underdress, corset, hoop skirt, overskirt, sleeves, floor length hooded cloak. I bought this molded leather mask in purples and reds. The whole thing was black, purple, and red. It took me, I think, 3 months to sew all of the pieces for it, and that costume was fantastic. And then I was at a party, someone knocked me down and fell on top of me and squished the hoops in the skirt and kind of ruined it, and I was very upset about it. But that was the costume that I am probably still the most proud of, just for how much effort I put into it, and I wish that I had a picture that I could insert here, but I'm old enough that my college parties were before everyone carried cameras around in their pockets, so I don't think there are any pictures of that dress. Okay, what is your dream Halloween costume? Always some form of vampire. I'm constantly picking some sort of gothy vampire look. There's some cosplays that I would really love to do. I've done Might Guy and Itachi with my husband before, and that was really fun. I really want to do a Gon cosplay from Hunter x Hunter. I would love to cosplay Kim from Moonlight, which is a vampire comic book that I love reading. I don't think anyone would know who that is because I don't think that it's popular beautiful long red hair, which is probably why I love him so much, because I'm a sucker for long red hair. Don't care what gender it's on. Do you like to bake during the fall? What autumnal baking do you do, or do you like to eat? I love to bake. Baking is my happy place, and I do a lot of baking in the fall, especially because I bake my own birthday cake every year, and it totally freaks my in-laws out. Apparently, you are not supposed to make your own cake, but if I make it myself, I get exactly the cake that I want. So I don't know why I would leave that to chance for someone else to screw up. When I was a kid, it was always blackberry pie, so I definitely associate like blackberries as a favorite autumnal baking flavor. Gingerbread or ginger cake is another favorite. Brownies, I do a lot of brownies in the winter. What is your favorite Halloween candy or chocolate? I'm not a big candy person. I love baking, I love eating desserts, but I am not. Most candy is too sweet for me. So it's kind of not a thing that I'm so into. If I had to pick one though, it'd probably be Milky Way bars. They're texturally pretty good. Do you have any yearly traditions or rituals in the fall that you look forward to? Yes, my birthday. My birthday is mid-November, and I watch The Princess Bride every year. That's really probably about it for autumn rituals, because I'm very spotty on all the rest of them. But that happens every year. What is your favorite autumnal color? Show us something in that color. I love the color orange. I think that's my fall color of choice. The only orange I have in immediate reach is my dog's blanket. Yes, I made a baby blanket for my dog because she's my baby. But it does have the orange binding around the edge that goes with the orange throw pillows because I have a teal bedspread. I don't really wear a lot of orange though, because I don't think that it looks that good against my skin. If you were to have a familiar like a witch, what animal would it be? Okay, so there's this book series. What is the name of it? Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the author. One of the books in the series is The Outlaw Demon Whales. I think that's somewhere in the middle. I think a lot of them have demon or witch in the name. It's an urban fantasy series. And our main character is a witch. She accidentally gets sucked into deals with the demon, but there's a part where she is trying to learn ley line magic and she needs a familiar, and she tries to make a goldfish her familiar. And I feel like that's what I would do. I love my dog. My dog is the most important thing in the world to me. But I joked for years that I was not a cat or a dog person. I am a fish person. They are the pet that I gravitate to. And I do have a goldfish. So I think a goldfish would be my familiar. In the US and Canada, Thanksgiving is celebrated in the autumn. What are you thankful for? So right now, the thing that I'm most thankful for, my dog has a little benign, it's totally just a benign tumor on her skin, She is a white dog. White dogs are prone to getting those sorts of skin tumors. And she started getting red bumps all around it, and I was really afraid that it was spreading and no longer something benign. We just took her to the vet for her yearly checkup, and we pointed him up to the vet, and we were like really concerned, and the vet was so fast to say, oh no, that's just acne. So now my dog is on acne medication, the bumps are going away, and the relief that I felt that it was not something serious was amazing. So right now I am grateful for the health of my dog and for a very reassuring vet visit. Okay, so we're going to finish this up with a this or that. Pumpkin spice or apple cider? Pumpkin spice. Walk through the woods or a cemetery? Cemetery. Candles or fairy lights? Candles. Candy apples or candy corn? Candy corn. Sweaters or flannels? Flannel. Picnic or bonfire? Bonfire. Scarves or cozy socks? Cozy socks. Listen to rain or crunch leaves? Listen to rain. Witch or ghost? Witch. Movie night or read a book? Obviously read a book. The smell of leaves or the smell of freshly baked pumpkin pie? Pumpkin pie. So I hope that this was fun and relaxing for y'all to watch. I'm sorry I didn't have more props or things to like play with or make noise with. I'm running very behind my filming schedule, and I'm like awkwardly filming this the day that I intend to post it, so I kind of had to throw it together pretty quickly. But if you liked this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments below. Pick one of these questions and answer it for me. I would love to hear some of y'all's opinions on some of these questions. Thank you and have a good night. Stay safe out